Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Another new video for all the viewers to cry. Nope, well, especially this one over here. Best to worst creepypasta girls. Anyways, welcome guys to a new episode of the Creepypasta tier list. I didn't create it. I got lazy. It's created by whoever created the Creepypasta tier list. I guess I can't find anyone's name. Here's this guy's Twitter, if you guys want to follow it. But yeah, we have a whole selection of creepypastas. Some that are really well known, some that are underground, some that you might have only heard once, and some that you probably don't even know. Because there are some that I've either seen the image or that I've only heard of, and there are some that I don't know the names of. I don't know the name of this one, but I've read the creepypasta and I can give you a summary, but I don't know what the name is. You guys can probably give it to me in the comments below. But yeah, here's the creepypasta tier list. Shout out to this guy again. So here we go. Sonic.exe. Oh god, I'll put it in god awful only because Sonic.exe has probably the worst fan base next to another fan base that I might talk about later, but the fan base is pretty stupid. I feel like Sonic.exe, the story by itself, is kind of horrible. I'm a little sick, by the way, so sorry about that. It's probably the Sonic.exe that infected me with its virus, but Sonic.exe, it was such a stupid story, honestly. It wasn't even believable. I think the only reason that people liked it was because of the video game. The game that was available online of you being able to play it. That's why people were like, wow, it's so amazing, it's so interesting. But when you sit down and read the story, especially when you're older than 12, you'll think of it and it's so stupid. But I'm gonna put it here because the game was really good, and that's the only reason why. Okay, we have Russian sleep experiment. I'm gonna put the Russian sleep experiment, and put him in B tier. Yeah, B tier. I remember seeing that image, I was like, whoa, this is some scary imagery. But I found out it was some World War II picture of people wearing gas masks. But the story is that I guess they were putting people in experiments in Russia without sleeping or eating or anything. And I guess in day 100, or I don't know, of the experiment, they started eating their bodies and clawing away their faces and saying God doesn't exist. I don't know, I guess, the story, who created it. I do like the concept of it. I could definitely see that as a real life thing. You have all these horrible things that the Germans and Japanese people did in World War II. So this is definitely credible if it was correctly done. I know there's this other picture of this one monster. I might put it up in the screen. So warning if you're afraid or something. But definitely, I don't know. It's just, I'm conflicted. I'm definitely conflicted in this one. Probably the most conflicted I'll be in any of these. Because this story has potential, but it wasn't good. Maybe I'll put it in a C tier for now, but in the C tier. But we'll see, because I know we're gonna get some horrible, terrible things later on. I'm not talking about how scary they are, I'm just talking about the content they have. Alright, so we have Candle Cove, S tier. Just the way Candle Cove is structured, being not they're not message boards. Or are they? I don't remember well, because everything is in the top of my head. But Candle Cove, when I read it, it felt like, holy shit, this is one of those internet stories that might be real. And I was 14 reading this. I was in high school, barely entering, or I was just already in my first year. I was like, holy, this could be real. Because I was a big fan of Lost Media, and you could see this as a big part of Lost Media. Maybe this is real, maybe the show is real and it was just based off of real Lost Media. Of course it's not, but it tricked me, and it probably tricked a lot of people. Why do you think it's one of the most highly claimed creepypastas out there? And I'm not talking about popularity based, I'm talking about how good it was written, because it was written by an actual author, not some 15-year-old depressed boy or 13-year-old anime obsessed girl. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm about to put it in the S tier. Dead Bart, it was okay. I know it had something to do about the episode list. It was episode number 199 or something, and then it conflicted with the episodes it aired. It was a lost episode, and Bart died in a plane crash. It was stupid. First of all, even if Bart did die, like he actually got dead Bart, he could probably come back to life, and he'll probably see God, and so God will be like, you better be good, and we'll have good laughs. I doubt, this whole thing, and with the whole predicting celebrities' death, like they have when Michael Jordan died, or when Michael Jackson died, or when OJ died, or predicting deaths of celebrities. And because they would have celebrities that did actually die and celebrities that are gonna die. Thought that felt like a little too unrealistic. And I think the whole purpose of Creepypasta is to try to make it as realistic as possible. Like wrestling, Like that's why I'm a big fan of wrestling, because the more realistic it is, the more awesome it is. And the same goes for Creepypasta. The more realistic it is, the more awesome it is. So yeah, this face, oof. I don't know if it's a real person, so I don't want to make fun of it. I know the story is about this ice skater. I don't want to look at the face, honestly. It's about this ice skater who found out like someone was predicting how good they were doing in ice skating, and when they were doing that, they went to a Wikipedia page where they were showing the predictions, and she would write like, oh, I would win first place. Then whoever wrote the predictions was, you fucking liar, your parents are gonna die. And her parents actually did die, and then it said that she was gonna be disfigured, or she would get a disease or something, and that's where we get this image. It has potential. Probably C tier. I feel like C tier is like the potential list, but yeah, I'm gonna have to put it in C tier. Again, the image is I don't know why it's disturbing. I think it has to do with like you can tell that the person is suffering, and I don't want to see it. But yeah, we have what is it? What's it called? Oh yeah, Ben Drowned. One of the OGs, Ben Drowned. This one was good. I'm gonna have to put it in A tier because the story was like realistic in a way, even though it right now it's cliche. Like you went to a yard sale and they had that specific game you want, and it's haunted, and it has a dead boy's soul, and they're haunting you. It's kind of stupid. And then I know some sort of website was involved where you can do stuff with it. But I remember watching the video of Ben Drowned, and I was like, holy shit, maybe it is real. So honestly, I might put it in the B tier because the story is kind of cliche. But again, the video was great. And the fan base of Ben Drowned is pretty cool because you get cool Ben Drowned designs, and you always get bad apples in every community. Trust me, I'm a part of the anime and wrestling community, and there are some people that make me ashamed of it, and Creepypasta is one of them. And the Ben Drowned community aren't really that bad that I've seen right now. I know people, if you in the comments you had guys from the Ben Drowned community be horrible to you, put it in their comments. But right now I'm gonna put B because it's iconic. The video was great. The story is cliche, but I'm gonna allow it only because it is iconic, and I did like the video. It scared me when I was a kid. I remember I would only go to people reacting to see it because I was afraid of it, what it would do to my dad's phone or the family computer or the school's computer. So I'm gonna put it in the B tier. This one, it's some like Japanese ritual. Yeah, unless it's the Gates of Heaven. That one, I forgot the name of the creepypasta. I'll put it right here. I forgot what it was called. I think it was like Gateway of the Mind or something. If it is Gateway of the Mind, put it in C, mainly because again, it has so much potential. They took a homeless guy and started doing experiments in his brain and taking off like the sensation off his body and like all this stuff. And he found God, and I found God, and he like doesn't believe in us, or we're screwed, and he kills himself. It has potential. It could be a good movie. I think there's already a movie about that. So that tells you how much potential it has. I know the video that it's a part of is like some guy putting clay in his face, so that tells you all about it. Suicide Mouse, I don't think I could say that word that much, but fuck it. Suicide Mouse, I'll put in the D list. It's just a video of Mickey going round and round, going round, just walking. It could be good. I don't know. I know the whole story is that some guy watched it and he killed himself. It's nothing bad. Abandoned by Disney, I think I'm gonna have to put him in the B tier, honestly. I'm a little sick, sorry about that, but Abandoned by Disney has so much potential. Like, I would put it in the C tier, but out of all of these, it has so much potential. Like, I could definitely see a bunch of YouTubers or dumb people going out and trying to find, like, Disney stuff from the abandoned Disney islands that are real and they go there and they found this type of monster. I know it's unrealistic that it's some like monster that took over a Disney costume, and the Disney costume was spewing like green or yellow liquid. It's stupid, but it's realistic enough. Like, it would have made sense if instead of like this monster, it was like a killer that used it as a hideout. I think that would have been way better. That's a good video on it. That's a good movie of some guy going to an abandoned amusement park and using it as his base where he does his killings. You know, if anyone ever does that, you know who to call for royalties. But yeah, there's so much potential. And speaking of royalties, Jesus Christ. Okay, the picture is iconic, and honestly is probably the most interesting we have right now. Blame It on George, Gamer from Mars. I forgot this other guy's name, I'm sorry. They make videos of like trying to find out where this face of Jeff the Killer came from. And it's so interesting because you would think Cesar, that did an interview with Scare Theater, was the, you know, the culprit of it. But then we find out that it started even way before that, and then we're questioning who it was. It wasn't the author of the Creepypasta, it wasn't Cesar, it was some person in Japan in 2003, maybe in 2002, in like 4chan, or whatever equivalent of it is. Like, that's amazing. I think once everything is like figured out, that'd be a good video to watch. And as for the story, it's dog shit, cause it's so unrealistic. It's basically like School Days, but even worse. If you watch School Days, like the anime, it's like that, but worse. I don't know how to explain it. It's just that and worse, and it's too long to explain it. Watch Fish Stick on a Stick. He made a whole review of not just the first, you know, original Jeff the Killer, but the revised, the revision, the reboot version of Jeff the Killer. And I don't know who owns the Jeff the Killer name. I don't know, because the author is nameless. Cesar, I think, just got discovered that he wasn't the actual, you know, maker of the picture, that he probably just got it from some Japanese website. So I don't even know who's the owner of it, and they've been trying to make Jeff the Killer movies. I know they're all gonna be like romantic, and I'm not gonna like it. You're gonna romanticize Jeff the Killer, and I'm gonna hate it. And I'm definitely gonna make a review if they do make it. Again, wow, this is such a scary face. But yeah, aside from the face being iconic, garbage, absolute trash. It's such an abomination of a story. It's so ass. Like, even Jane the Killer was better, and I think it's because it has like parody moments. Even though it wasn't really all parody, because I know they wanted to be female Jeff the Killer. It was still garbage, and it inspired a lot of worse stuff. It definitely did. Yeah, Lavender Town. At least something better. A tier probably, because I remember watching all these Lavender Town theories that people in Japan heard it and kids died or had seizures. And then you would see these like images of like zombies and stuff that were actually just ROMs, but it was believable. I like it because it was believable. That's basically all I have to do. And the Lavender Town song is iconic as hell. I'm definitely gonna be putting it on the video, but yeah, I'm putting it in the A tier. The Ronald McDonald House of Charity, I don't know what that is, so I'm gonna put it in terrible because I don't know if it's good. Slenderman. Oh, Slenderman. What are we gonna do with this guy? So much potential and wasted by the mainstream media in a horrible movie. I'm gonna have to put it in the C tier, honestly. So much potential, but it was ruined because they didn't do my boy justice. Like, the games, yes, they were like ass, and the YouTubers that were playing it were overreacting, but it was a good game. At the time, it was decent. It was free to play, so I think that's why a lot of people were playing it. The only thing that I didn't like about Slenderman was the movie and its overexposure, and of course the Slenderman stabbings. That was horrible, and it hurt the Creepypasta community. Why it's so less now, aside from people growing up, why it was horrible was because of a tragedy. So honestly, whenever I see Slenderman, I just feel like sad. Squidward Suicide, I'm gonna put it in D tier. It's like those lost media ones where you think, in theory, it's good because the picture is like iconic Squidward with the blood eyes, and you know, it's this scary video. I remember my friend telling me that happened to his sister, but he was just retelling me Squidward's suicide. You know, he was saying that like his sister was the intern of Nickelodeon and saw the image and vomited and like got scarred for life. She was over there in high school at the time. Like, that didn't even make sense. Yeah, that happened, you know, Nickelodeon. They had the new episode. They put in like child death because they wanted to make it edgy. Honestly, I could put it in F tier because whenever they put child death and all that stuff, you know, they're just doing it for shock value. It's so cheap, and it muddies the experience. I mean, yeah, I might have to put it in D tier, maybe F, but I'm gonna put it in D tier because it is iconic. Smile Dog has a lot of potential. The image itself is like iconic, but I feel like Smile Dog, I haven't really heard the stories. I know it's a picture of a dog and like you get bad luck and people go insane and they see it in their dreams. It's like this man. I don't know if Smile Dog has a proper story, but whatever it is, I think it belongs in C tier because it has potential, but I don't know how good it could be, you know what I mean? I don't know, that's up to me. This one, who is that? Is that Jimmy? So if this is the Edit and Edit Creepypasta, I'm gonna have to put it in the F tier. It's stupid, it's just shock value. I remember Fish Stick on a Stick reviewed it. It had something to do with like adults abusing like kids and like raw fisting a cow. It's stupid. Happy. I'll put it, okay, I'm gonna put it in D tier. Only, it's another lost media thing. It's a kid's show, probably from PBS. I know it, like, for some reason they said Happy predicted 9/11, which is stupid. I'm gonna put it in the D tier. I think all lost media is gonna be in the D tier, except the Ed and Eddie one. But I'm gonna put it in the F tier because, you know, shock value, it's so cheap. I put it in the D tier. This one I have no idea, so I'm gonna put it in terrible, mainly because I don't know. I don't know who this guy is, so I'm gonna put it in here. You guys, remember, tell me in the comments what these guys are. Let me just take these off one by one. I don't know, I've seen the picture, but I don't know what this is, and I don't know what this is as well. Laughing Jack, another one of these Jeff the Killer ones. Honestly, I'm gonna have to put it in D tier. It has potential because it's like a Nightmare on Elm Street. It's almost like Freddy Krueger, and the thing that I didn't like was because they did a prequel of Laughing Jack, and they basically kind of made it a sob story of Laughing Jack, that he was this nice, like, weird dream being, and it got corrupted to become this evil killer because the guy was an abuser that was taking care of him, and he started killing random people and kids. Like, the first story of Laughing Jack has potential because it's about this mother and son trying to survive this horrible monster, but instead it became this, like, we feel sad for him story that I don't like, because it shows like it's not a true story, it's not real, it's just someone's fan fiction. And the thing that I hate is when it becomes someone's fan fiction. Like, these two stories, Sonic.exe and Jeff the Killer, is fan fiction at 100%. Like, someone wrote this because they want this to happen, or they think of wanting to do this. That's why I don't like it. It's fan fiction. The reason why I like this is because it's realistic and you can see it happening, and there's like evidence at least, or the story has potential. Like, at least these have potential. So Laughing Jack, it has potential, but it just becomes like in the level of territory of Jeff the Killer, where it's just fan fiction, and I don't like it when Creepypasta is fan fiction. Why do you think they have Wattpad or something? Where Bad Kids Go, I think that's what it is. Whatever, Where Bad Kids Go, I'm gonna put it in B tier. It's like another lost media one, but it has potential because it's just like an Iranian guy going back home and realizing that he was watching this like potentially dangerous show when he was a kid. I really like it, has potential. I think that's what it is. It could be something else, but yeah, I'm gonna put it there. The Rugrats, I don't know if it's talking about the Rugrats theory that it's all in Angelica's mind. If it is, I guess D tier, probably high D tier, because I remember believing it when I was a kid. 1999, okay, this one is interesting. 1999, I'm gonna put 1999 in the middle of everything, and here's why. It has potential, but it muddies itself by being inconsistent. It tries to be, it goes from like, okay, it's a little hokey, but it's cool, it's interesting, and then it becomes so like stupid because it's about this serial killer predator who has a TV show and lures kids, and the main character was about to go and be a part of the TV show with the main like killer, and like he dies or something and the whole place burns down and he realizes he could have gotten killed. It has potential, but it's too long and it has a lot of plot holes and parts that I didn't like of it, you know. Of course, you have to do shock value, so I'm gonna put it in the C tier. It has potential, but again, 1999 is one of those that a lot of people either really like or really dislike. I'm in the middle because it has potential. And Tails Doll, honestly, I don't care about this whatsoever. I'm gonna put it in the C tier. I guess it has potential. It's stupid, but to leave it in a good note, at least we didn't have any more of these trash creepypastas. And that's essentially it for the creepypasta tier list. I know there's so much more creepypastas that I did not get to rank and give my amazing opinions on, like Clockwork and Pen Pal, Arizona, Isla's Jack, and other mores. I don't know, like Scaly or something, The Rake. There's so much more that probably shouldn't be making a video about this. But I don't know, you know, I think this is pretty good. There are some that I didn't know the name of. I didn't know the name of this one still. It creeps me out. It just creeps me more out than the Jeff the Killer, honestly. But yeah, this is pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. And it's not October, but I wanted to add another video in my repertoire. That I'm not just a wrestling guy or anime, mostly JoJo guy, and that I can do other things and that I have other hobbies and likings. And Creepypasta was definitely a part of it. Same goes with Lost Media. I think those two go hand to hand. Sometimes for the worst, as you can tell. But I do like both of them, and I'm really passionate about my likings, and Creepypasta is one of them. You know, I did like Creepypasta. I made a whole video about Creepypasta. You guys should definitely check out if you haven't watched, because I think it describes Creepypasta as a whole. And, you know, enough shilling of my YouTube channel. You know, like, subscribe. Maybe I could discuss about any other creepypastas. Probably when I have more information than me remembering what I read when I was 17, or any videos that I've seen of them destroying or liking the video or the story, I mean. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching.